Hey Gemini, come sit with me for a moment, because what I am about to share with you today is something that has been weighing on my heart. I believe the divine has a very specific message for you right now. You know that person, that ex-lover who walked out of your life, the one you thought you had moved on from, the one whose name still makes your heart skip just a tiny bit when you hear it unexpectedly? Well, the cards and the Lord above are telling me that this person is carrying something heavy right now. And that weight is pure, unfiltered regret about losing you. I want you to really open your heart as we go through this reading today, because God has been working behind the scenes in ways you cannot even imagine. Sometimes we think we have been forgotten, that our worth was not seen, that we were not enough. But let me tell you something beautiful. The divine has been preparing something for you, while also allowing this person to walk through their own wilderness, their own desert of realization. The lessons they are learning right now about your value, about what they had and threw away, this is not random. This is divine orchestration. Before we dive deep into these cards, I need you to take a breath with me. Just breathe in and know that you are exactly where you need to be. Whether you want this person back or not, whether you have healed completely or still have moments of wondering what if, this message is for you. The universe and God are about to reveal to you just how deeply this person is drowning in regret, and more importantly, what this means for your journey forward. Because here is the truth that I need you to understand. This reading is not really about them coming back. It is about you recognizing your own worth reflected in their regret. It is about you seeing yourself through the eyes of the divine, who has been whispering to you all along that you are always enough. You are always the blessing. You are always the one who got away. So Gemini. Let us talk about this ex who is waking up every single day, now realizing that letting you go was the biggest mistake of their entire existence. Let us talk about the journey they are on right now, stumbling through their own consequences while you, my beautiful Gemini, you are being lifted higher and higher by grace. The contrast between where you are and where they are, that is what we are unpacking today. And I promise you, by the end of this reading, you are going to see your situation with such clarity that you will wonder how you ever doubted your own magnificence. Are you ready? Because God just whispered to me that this message is going to hit different. This is not your typical reading. This is a divine download about worth, about consequences, about the price of taking someone like you for granted. Let me pull these cards, and let us see exactly what Spirit wants you to know. The first card that comes through for you, Gemini. And when I pulled this, I literally felt chills run down my entire body, because the timing of this is so perfect. The first card is the Six of Wands. Now let me tell you what this means in the context of your ex drowning in regret. The Six of Wands is the victory card. It is the card of recognition, of being celebrated, of standing tall while everyone around you realizes what they missed. But here is what God wants you to understand about this energy right now. This is not just about you winning in life. This is about your ex watching you win while they sit in the ashes of what they destroyed. Picture this scene with me, because this is what the Six of Wands is showing me so clearly. Your ex is scrolling through social media or hearing through mutual friends about your life right now. And they are seeing you absolutely thriving. They are seeing you more confident, more radiant, more successful, more at peace than you ever were when you were with them. And every single time they catch a glimpse of your glow up, it is like a knife twisting in their chest, because they are thinking, wait, I had this person. I had this amazing human being who is now flourishing without me. And I let them go. The Six of Wands is telling me that you are in your victory lap season right now, Gemini. And your ex has a front row seat to watching you celebrate yourself in ways they never celebrated you. But let us go deeper, because God is showing me layers here. The Six of Wands is not just about external success, it is about internal victory. You have been doing the work, have you not? You have been healing, going to therapy, or journaling, or praying, or whatever your process has been, and you have been rebuilding yourself from the ground up. You took the pain of that breakup, and you transformed it into fuel. You took the rejection, and you turned it into redirection toward your own greatness. And now, you are standing on top of that mountain looking around at the view, and your ex can see you up there. They can see you waving your flag of victory, and they are stuck down in the valley, wondering how they fumbled someone who was always destined to rise. The Lord is telling me that this person watches you now with a mixture of awe and devastation. They see your social media posts where you are genuinely happy, not that fake happy that people post when they are trying to prove something, but that real deep joy that comes from someone who has found themselves again. They see you surrounded by people who appreciate you. They see you achieving goals. They see you glowing with a light that they now realize they were dimming when they were your life. And every single day they wake up with this growing awareness that they did not just lose a relationship. They lost the relationship. They lost the person who could have been there forever. What breaks my heart, but also fills me with such gratitude for God's timing, is that the Six of Wands is showing me your ex is experiencing a very specific type of regret. It is not the regret of, oh, I miss having someone. It is the regret of, I will never find another person like that again. They are out here dating other people, trying to replace you, trying to find someone who has your humor, or your kindness, or your loyalty, or your fire, and they are coming up empty every single time. Because here is what they are learning the hard way: you cannot replace an original. You cannot find another you. God broke the mold when he made you Gemini. And your ex is finally understanding that they were holding a diamond and treated it like a rock. The divine is also showing me through this Six of Wands energy that your success, your victory, your glow up, this is not accidental. This is not luck. This is God showing you and everyone else what happens when you bet on yourself. What happens when you walk away from people who do not see your value. What happens when you trust that closed doors are protection. Your ex thought they were doing you a favor, or maybe they thought they could do better, or maybe they just took you for granted. But what they did not realize is that they were actually setting you free to become who you were always meant to be without their limitations holding you back. I want you to really sit with this, Gemini, because this is important. The Six of Wands is telling me that your ex sees all of this now. They see that you are not just surviving without them, you are flourishing. And that recognition, that awareness of what they lost, it is eating them alive right now. They thought you would be broken. They thought you would be stuck. They thought maybe you would come crawling back. But instead, you did the most powerful thing you could have done. You rose. You stood up, dusted yourself off, and you showed them and the whole world that your worth was never dependent on their ability to see it. God is celebrating you right now through this Six of Wands energy. He is saying, look at my child. Look at what I have done with someone who trusted me through the pain. Look at how I have elevated someone who refused to stay down. And your ex, they are watching this divine glow up happening, and they are realizing too late that they were supposed to be part of your victory story, but instead, they chose to be the villain in your origin story of becoming unstoppable. This card is also telling me that recognition is coming to you from places you did not expect. Maybe it is career success. Maybe it is new love interest who actually sees your worth. Maybe it is just inner peace and confidence that makes you magnetic. Whatever form it takes, the Six of Wands promises that you are being celebrated, and your ex is witnessing it with complete and total regret. They see the parade happening in your honor, and they realize they could have been riding on that horse with you. But instead, they are in the crowd watching you pass by. Unreachable and radiant. Pray about this victory season. You are in Gemini. Thank God for turning your mess into your message, your pain into your platform, your breakdown into your breakthrough. And know that your ex watching you win is actually part of your healing, not because you need their validation, but because it confirms what you always knew deep down. You are always the prize. Now let me pull the second card, because God is not done revealing this story. The second card that comes through is the Page of Cups, and oh my goodness, Gemini. When I tell you this card made me want to cry for what your ex is going through right now, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. The Page of Cups is the card of emotional messages, of vulnerable confessions, of someone standing at the edge of an ocean of feelings, trying to figure out how to express what is in their heart. In this context, this card is screaming to me that your ex wants to reach out to you so desperately right now. They want to send you that text message. They want to show up at your door. They want to spill their guts and tell you everything they have realized since losing you. But here is the thing about the Page of Cups energy. It is young. It is uncertain. It is practice. It is someone who has all these feelings, but does not quite know how to articulate them in a way that would matter. Your ex is sitting with their phone in their hand right now, typing and deleting messages to you. They are writing paragraphs about how sorry they are, about how they see now what they could not see then, about how they made the biggest mistake of their life. And then they are erasing it all because they are terrified. They are scared you will reject them, scared you have moved on, scared that they hurt you too badly for any words to ever fix it. The Lord is showing me through the Page of Cups that your ex is in this emotional turmoil where they are finally feeling everything. See, when they left you or when the relationship ended, they probably thought they were fine. They probably convinced themselves it was the right decision. They probably numbed themselves to the loss. But now the numbness has worn off and they are feeling the full weight of what they gave up. It is like they were walking around with emotional anesthesia, and suddenly it has worn off and they can feel every single bit of the amputation they performed on their own life. When they cut you out, this Page of Cups is showing me late night, moments where your ex is scrolling through old photos of you two together and their heart is physically aching. This card is showing me moments where they hear a song that reminds them of you and they have to pull over because they are crying. This is someone who is being hit with wave after wave of emotional realization, and they do not know what to do with any of it. They want to reach out, but they are paralyzed by fear and shame and the knowledge that they do not deserve your grace. God is revealing to me that your ex is experiencing what I call emotional education right now. They are learning lessons about love that they should have learned while they had you. But sometimes people need to lose something precious to understand its value. The Page of Cups is very much about emotional immaturity, being confronted with real consequences. And that is exactly what is happening here. Your ex is realizing they approached your relationship with the emotional depth of a puddle when you are offering them an ocean. And now that they have matured enough to recognize that you are no longer available to them in the same way, I am seeing through this card that there might actually be a message coming from them, Gemini. The Page of Cups often literally represents a message or communication, usually emotional in nature. So do not be surprised if in the coming weeks or months you get that random text, that email, that DM, that message through a mutual friend. Do not be shocked if this person tries to slide back into your life with some version of, I miss you, or I made a mistake, or I finally understand what I lost. The Page of Cups is telling me they are working up the courage right now. They are rehearsing what they want to say. They are trying to find words adequate enough to express the depth of their regret. But here is what I need you to understand about this energy. And this is where the divine is really speaking to me clearly. The Page of Cups is beautiful and sincere in its emotions, but it is also inexperienced and sometimes ineffective. Your ex may reach out with all these feelings, but feelings alone do not fix what was broken. Feelings alone do not erase the pain they caused. Feelings alone do not guarantee they have actually changed into someone capable of keeping you this time. The Page of Cups is the student of emotions, not the master, and you need to ask yourself, if you want someone who is still learning basic lessons about love, or if you deserve someone who already knows how to treasure what they have. God is protecting you through this awareness, Gemini. He is letting you see into your ex's heart right now, so that if and when they do reach out, you are not caught off guard. You will not be swept up in the romanticism of their regret. You will be able to stand in your power and your clarity and make decisions from a place of wisdom rather than reaction. The Lord is giving you the gift of discernment right now, the ability to see their remorse for what it is, genuine but possibly not enough, heartfelt but potentially too late. The Page of Cups is also showing me something else that is so tender and bittersweet. Your ex is not just missing you. They are missing the version of themselves they were when they were with you. They are missing the person you brought out in them, the best parts of themselves that you reflected back. They are realizing now that you were not just their partner. You were their mirror, showing them their own potential for goodness and love and growth. And without you, they feel like they have lost access to that better version of themselves. That is a heavy realization to carry, Gemini. And your ex is carrying it every single day. I feel led to tell you that the reason this hurts them so much is because what you two had was real. The Page of Cups does not show up for shallow connections or meaningless flings. This card appears when there were genuine emotions, real vulnerability, authentic connection. Your ex is not just going through the regret of losing a relationship. They are going through the specific torture of losing a real love, a true connection, a soul bond that they will spend the rest of their life comparing every other relationship to, and finding every other person lacking. Pray for them if you feel called to, Gemini. Not because they deserve your prayers necessarily, but because prayer keeps your heart soft. Pray that they learn the lessons they need to learn. Pray that they grow into someone capable of healthy love. Pray that they find peace with their choices. And then pray for yourself. Pray for continued clarity. Pray for protection from any manipulation dressed up as remorse. Pray that you only open your heart again to people who know how to handle it with care from day one. The Page of Cups is telling me your ex's regret is deep and it is real. But you get to decide what to do with that information. You get to decide if their emotional awakening matters to your future, or if it is simply confirmation of what you always knew, that you were worth keeping all along. Let me pull this final card, because the story is not complete yet. And I already know this third card is going to bring everything together in a way that will give you so much clarity. The third and final card is the King of Wands and Gemini. When this card hit the table, I heard God say, "Watch this, because what I am about to tell you is going to shift everything." The King of Wands is you. This is who you are becoming. This is who you are growing into. This is the energy you are embodying more and more each day. The King of Wands is confident, charismatic, visionary, passionate, unstoppable. This is someone who knows their worth, who walks into rooms and changes the energy, who leads from a place of authenticity and fire. This card is telling me that while your ex is stuck in their regret and their immature emotional processing, represented by that Page of Cups energy, you are rising into King or Queen energy. You are stepping into your power in ways that are making you absolutely magnetic. Here is what the divine wants you to understand through the King of Wands. Your ex lost you when you were still growing, still learning, still becoming. They knew you as someone who was finding themselves, who maybe did not fully recognize their own power yet, who was still building confidence. But the person you are now, the person you are becoming, this version of you is so far beyond who they knew that if they met you today, they would barely recognize you. The King of Wands is showing me you have evolved past the version of yourself that would have even fit into that old relationship. This is why their regret is going to be lifelong, Gemini. It is not just that they lost you. It is that they lost you right before you became this. They missed your glow up. They missed your level up. They missed the season where you transformed from potential into actualized power. The King of Wands does not look back. This energy is forward-focused, vision-driven, purpose-oriented. And that is where you are now. You are not dwelling in the past anymore. You are not giving your energy to what was. You are building what will be. God is showing me through this King of Wands energy that you have found your fire again. Maybe that relationship dimmed your light. Maybe you compromised parts of yourself to make it work. Maybe you shrunk yourself to fit into their limited vision of who you could be. But now you are burning bright again. You are taking up space again. You are speaking your truth again. You are going after what you want again. And that is what your ex sees when they look at you now. They see someone who is lit up from the inside out, someone who is in their element, someone who is thriving in their purpose. The King of Wands is also telling me about new opportunities coming your way, Gemini. This card represents leadership, entrepreneurship, creative projects, passionate pursuits. You are entering a season where doors are opening for you left and right. Your career is expanding. Your creative gifts are being recognized. Your social circle is elevating. Your confidence is attracting amazing opportunities. Everything you touch right now has the potential to turn to gold because you are in alignment with your highest self. And your ex is watching all of this unfold from the sidelines, watching you build an empire while they are stuck in the rubble of what could have been. But let me tell you what really breaks your ex's heart about this. King of Wands energy you are embodying. It is not just that you are successful. It is that you are happy. Like genuinely, deeply, authentically happy. The King of Wands radiates joy because this is someone who is living in their purpose, who is connected to their passion, who is surrounded by people who celebrate them. Your ex thought maybe you would be bitter or closed off or damaged by the breakup, but instead you took that pain and you used it to fuel the most incredible comeback story. You are out here glowing, and they can feel the warmth of your fire from wherever they are. And it is burning them up inside because they know they could have been warmed by that fire. They could have been part of that light. But they chose to walk away into the cold. The divine is telling me that the King of Wands represents your refusal to dim your light for anyone ever again. You learned your lesson from this relationship. You learned that the right person will not ask you to be smaller. They will celebrate your bigness. You learned that real love does not feel like compromise. It feels like expansion. You learned that you do not need to convince anyone of your value, because the people who are meant for you will see it immediately and treat it accordingly. These lessons have made you unshakable, Gemini. And that unshakable confidence is exactly what the King of Wands embodies. I am also seeing through this card that you might be attracting new, romantic interest who is actually on your level. The King of Wands often represents a mature masculine energy, someone who has their life together, someone who knows what they want, someone who is ready to match your energy instead of drain it. While your ex is stuck in Page of Cups energy, still figuring out their feelings and fumbling their communication, the universe is preparing to bring you someone who operates from King or Queen energy, someone who is your EQUAL, someone who sees you and rises to meet you there. This is divine timing at its finest. Your ex realizes what they lost right as you are about to gain something so much better. God wants you to know through this King of Wands that their regret is not your responsibility. Their pain is not your problem to fix. Their realization that they fumbled the best thing that ever happened to them, that is their journey to walk, their lesson to learn, their consequence to live with. You have your own kingdom to build, your own dreams to chase, your own destiny to fulfill. The King of Wands is powerful precisely because this energy does not get distracted by the past. It stays focused on the vision ahead, Let me be very clear about something, Gemini, because I feel God pressing this on my heart. The reason your ex regrets losing you is not going to be reason enough to take them back. I know part of you might hear about their regret and think maybe that means we could try again. Maybe they have changed. Maybe this is our second chance story. But the King of Wands energy is asking you to be wise here. Ask yourself, do they regret losing you? Or do they just regret that you are doing so well without them? Do they want you back because they have genuinely grown, or because they cannot stand watching you thrive? Do they miss you, or do they miss having access to your light? A King of Wands does not settle. This energy does not go backwards. This energy does not return to situations that required you to be less than you are. If your ex wants a chance with the person you have become, they would need to show up as the king or queen version of themselves, not the page still learning basic lessons. They would need to demonstrate through consistent action over time that they have done the work, that they have healed their wounds, that they have grown into someone capable of being a true partner to someone as powerful as you have become. Right, now the cards are showing me they are nowhere near that level yet. The Page of Cups is sincere, but it is not sufficient. Their feelings are real, but feelings without transformation mean nothing. So while they drown in their regret, you keep building your empire. While they wish they could go back in time, you keep moving forward into your destiny. While they realize what they lost, you keep discovering more and more of what you have, which is yourself in all your glory. God is so proud of you, Gemini. The King of Wands is his way of saying, look what my child has become when they trusted me through the pain. Look what happens when someone refuses to let a breakup break them. Look what unfolds when you bet on yourself and believe in the bigger plan I have for your life. Your ex's regret is just background noise now. It is validation that you always knew you deserved, but you do not need their confirmation anymore because you have found that validation within yourself and in your relationship with the divine dot. So here is what I want you to take away from this reading today. Your ex is carrying heavy, lifelong regret about losing you. That regret is real, it is deep, and it is going to follow them for the rest of their life because they are slowly realizing they let go of someone irreplaceable. They see you winning with the Six of Wands. They feel all the emotions about it with the Page of Cups, and they watch you transform into the King of Wands, knowing they will never have access to this version of you. Meanwhile, you are over here building the most beautiful life, stepping into your power, attracting new blessings, and becoming unstoppable. Their regret is not your redemption story. Their pain is not proof that you should give them another chance. Their realization is simply confirmation of what God has been telling you all along. You were always the blessing. You were always the catch. You were always worthy of being cherished. They just were not evolved enough to see it when they had the chance. And by the time they finally opened their eyes, you had already walked into your destiny without them. Keep shining, Gemini. Keep building. Keep rising. Keep trusting that closed doors are divine protection and that the best is yet to come. Your ex can watch from a distance and live with their regret while you live your best life. That is the natural consequence of not recognizing a blessing when it is right in front of you. Pray for them if you want. Forgive them when you are ready. But do not you dare dim your light or pause your progress for someone who already showed you once that they do not know how to hold something precious. God has bigger plans for you than recycling old connections with people who need it to lose you to learn your value. Walk forward in your King of Wands energy and trust that everything and everyone meant for you will meet you there at that elevated level. You are not who you used to be, and thank God for that, because who you are becoming is absolutely magnificent. I'm sending you so much love and so many prayers for this next chapter. You are going to do incredible things, and your ex is going to hear about every single one of them and know that they could have been part of your story, but they chose to be the lesson instead. That is on them. You just keep being the blessing you were always meant to be.